Hi class, we're still in our chapter 13 examples project or solution. So if you don't have that, you could just create a new solution, but I'm going to add a project. So I'm going to right click on my solution and choose add. Why is it not letting me? Let's see what's going on. Well, it's letting me on my menu. I want to add a new project here, and I'm going to name this one EX for exercise 13-2, which is sort of what we're doing, but we're really kind of just looking at enums here. They just have a little bit of information for us. So let's just call it exercise 13-enum, because they really didn't give us an exercise number for it. Now for an enum, we're talking about an enumerated list or enumerators. Before we get into that, let's fix this form. And I'll just do some real quick changes here so that it's not just looking really bad. Make the font a little bit bigger, maybe not that big, so you can see it. And then I'm going to go to a non-sans serif font so that things will match up a little bit better. Remember, a sans serif font is kind of what you see is what you get. So you get all those curly cues and things. Different letters can be different sizes, can make things hard to line up. All right, so I've got a form here. I'm going to put a text box on it. And I will set this text box properties, set its name, txt, bx, output, and I want it to be multi-line. Nothing super fancy. Okay, so I want to execute this code when somebody opens my project here. So I'm going to make my code be in the form load. So I'm going to double click on a blank spot of my form. Generate that form 1-load. Now I'd like to create an enumerated list though in this. So let's see where we should put that. An enumerated list is kind of like a class. So let's see if we can get it set up. The enumeration is defined outside of the class, so we'll add this here within our namespace. So it's going to be a public enum, which is short for enumerator, and we're going to call it day of week. Now within this enum, we're going to have specific entries: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oops, forgot that comma there, didn't I? Click, click. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So which would be day 0? Sunday, right? Exactly. Okay, so now that we have our enumerator created, let's use our form 1 to access it. I'll put a comment in here. This enumerator. So this is basically a new list that we've created that defines the day of the week. Okay, so in our form load, let's do some output. I want to write something to our text box. I'm going to format an output string to put into that text box, and I want it to say something like Today is parameter 0, exclamation point. And we'll use our day of the week, enumerator dot Tuesday. So let's see what kind of output that produces. Oops, let's go over here to our enum project. My project seems to be a little upset, huh? There we go. I'm going to try to set this project as our startup project, but it doesn't seem to be very happy with me. I think I better close Visual Studio and reopen it. Oh, great. Hate it when you have trouble, don't you? We know Visual Studio 2017 is new. I'm going to open my solution back up. And my new project is not there at all. Awesome. So let's look in our project folder in Explorer and see if it's there. It sure is. So I wonder why it's not in our solution. Let's see. I'm going to add an existing project, our enum project. And let's see now, it's added it. Let me see if I can make it our startup project. That looks a little better. I'm going to try to run it. And I have my enum output. Today is Tuesday. Sorry for those technical difficulties, but you know, we're in that kind of technical field, and as a programmer, oftentimes you have to resolve issues that are kind of outside of your program, like that one. Now I'm going to go back to my form here and look at the code, because I'd like to add a little bit more. So what we did is we declared this enum outside of our class because it's like a class and it's just a list of items. Now we used that enum to output some information here to our text box using the Tuesday member of our enumerated list. Let's try something else. I'm going to add to our text box. And I want to again format a string to add to that. And what I would like is carriage return new line. And I'm going to output a little bit different information. Parameter 0 equals parameter 1. And to replace those parameters, I'm going to use day of week dot Wednesday. And then I'm going to use day of week dot Wednesday again, but I'm going to cast it as an integer. And that's going to give us the list value of Wednesday. So now we should have 2 lines of output in our text box. Yep, today is Tuesday and Wednesday equals day 3. Let's take a look at that. Sunday is 0, 1, 2, 3. So we're using our programmer starting at 0 counting there. Now when we did our previous example in the previous video, when we output the attributes for our file, Notice that that file attributes was an enumeration. We had specific values that could be output by that attribute option. You can use enumerators in a lot of different ways. This is just a really high-level overview. You'll have lots of questions about them, but do try them and do some experimenting. Now we're going to continue on and use the directory class in our next video, but we'll stop this video here. Thank you.